Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're diving into something that is honestly kind of fascinating, but also a little bit alarming when it comes to retail financing. You know the exact scenario, right? You're at the checkout and there's this big, bold sign promising you can take that shiny new purchase home today without paying a single cent in interest. I mean, it sounds like an absolute dream come true. But, well, as we start peeling back the layers on this whole retail strategy, you're going to see there's a whole lot more going on beneath the surface of that flashy print.
So here's the core paradox we really need to think about. Retailers are businesses, right? They're definitely not charities. So if they're letting you borrow money for absolutely zero cost, how exactly does that work out for them? Well, the secret lies in what's known as an invisible cost. And today we are going to break down exactly what you are actually paying with when you bypass that upfront interest. Let's look at how this financial mechanism really operates.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the free money illusion.
Notice how free money is in quotation marks there? Yeah, that's for a very deliberate reason. By definition, this concept looks like a flawless, perfect deal on paper. But really, it's a psychological tool designed specifically to basically lower your resistance right there at the register. Because when you see zero upfront interest, your perceived risk just drops to zero. All of a sudden, that $1,500 couch doesn't feel like a massive hit to your bank account today. It just feels like a free perk. But make no mistake. This isn't some happy accident of modern finance. It's an intentionally crafted illusion to make you perfectly comfortable parting with your future income, right here, right now.
But, as you might guess, this illusion builds into something much more dangerous. Let's hit Section 2, Anatomy of the Trap.
There's just a massive disconnect between the promise and the reality here. The promise is this alluring, friendly, hey, here's some free money vibe. The reality, though? It's a 0% APR trap. And you know how a trap works. It springs the second you make a mistake. If you miss a single payment by literally one day, or say you fail to pay off the entire balance by the end of that promotional window, boom. Suddenly you trigger this massive, retroactive interest on the entire original purchase amount. So the promise draws you in with a smile, but the reality, it's built with financial tripwires that are just waiting to spring shut.
Which brings us to the actual aggressive strategy behind these offers. Here's Section 3, Weaponizing 0%.
Now, the phrase weaponizing free money really isn't an exaggeration. Retailers are taking what looks like a simple discount and turning it into a highly calculated offensive maneuver. They're not just being generous. They're using confusing terms, incredibly complex payoff structures, and, get this, meticulous data harvesting to ensure the house always wins. This 0% APR offer is deployed completely tactically. It literally transforms a basic financial term into this super effective retail strategy that's engineered just to maximize their margins.
And who exactly is the target of this highly strategic deployment? Well, it's you, the everyday shopper. You are the ultimate source from which this invisible cost is going to be extracted. It shifts the whole dynamic from a, friendly mutual transaction into a highly targeted financial operation. Because of the adversarial nature of this whole setup, your simple desire for a good deal is the exact lever that they are pulling.
So what's the ultimate reality of falling for this illusion? Let's look at Section 4, the true invisible cost. Okay, when we break down this entire expose, it becomes super clear. The allure of that free money is simply the bait. The trap is sprung, the weapon is deployed, and you end up paying the ultimate price, that invisible cost. And hey, this isn't just some vague, mysterious concept. We're talking about hyperinflated base prices that are deliberately marked up just to cover the financing. We're talking about your personal purchasing data being packaged up and sold off to third-party marketers. Oh, and those deferred interest bombs we mentioned? Just sitting there waiting to explode if you make one single misstep. You are paying for it. The cost is just buried deep within the architecture of the deal.
So I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought for your next checkout experience. When you're standing right there at the register, or maybe just staring at your digital shopping cart, and that bright, super friendly 0% APR sign flashes across the screen, are you going to see it the same way? Armed with everything we went over in today's explainer, you really have to ask yourself, are you actually getting a spectacular deal, or are you just willingly stepping right into the trap? Keep your eyes open, remember those invisible costs, and happy but safe shopping.